Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know we have K917 Azuna from Justice Hunters getting destroyed in price. I mean, really is about down about like $5 from the previous price that we discussed it around $33. So again, down a whopping $5, but it is an all-time low. And sometimes it's not just like the literal price number that we see here, but also is the charts. The charts are saying that we're kind of in falling knife mode here at a new all-time low with the lowest volume candle ever, essentially. I mean, when it first came out, it had low volume, then the initial rush came in. We can consider this still like the pre-sale stage, but right now closer to the lowest volume candles ever in history for this card. What is going on? What is going on with these prices? It's crazy. Seems like the markets are just dumping, they're crashing, sudden flash crashes everywhere as people, you guys tell me what's going on, man. But we all move in the Genesis format. we'll see, man. But again, K917 Azuna here actually going towards 28 bones. Listings are coming into the market as well. Almost over 100 listings. You have Walls of China here competing to get rid of this card right now as we speak. So again, right now as things are looking, based on the chart, the 3-month chart here, honestly, if it goes down to 25s, no one would be surprised, man. Wow, this is a card that when it first came out, with the VS K9 hype, the card was 60s, man. Day one, 60s. Now, literally 50% dump, over a 50% dump from those previous highs. And it's just insane. The card has been going lower in price ever since they came out. And, just following the trend recently of, the latest meta relevant cards. It's crazy, like just mind boggling to me. Like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years ago, like the markets, they were like literally driven by the meta, literally. And not to say meta relevant cards still obviously, they have their demand because people that are competing right now at YCS Lily or YCS Peru or next week in YCS Anaheim, of course, the meta always is going to impact, certain card prices. But wow, K9 Azuna here, a card that feels like just generically good, card that people even rogue decks and squeeze in and play the K9 engine. And the card is like, who cares, Jay? It's just going down in price. So let me know what you guys think for this card. And you see Walls of China here around the $28 to $30 mark, guys, with look, even like hundreds of copies here listed. So we'll see, man. I mean, if you want it, then that's good. If you waited, you never picked it up, you're considering picking it up, then 25s would be like that ideal target where you would want to pay $75 for a playset. But very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting what's going on with K9 Azuna here right now. As to the reasons why and the fundamentals, who really knows in the sense? I mean, the card is still being played, it's still being used. It's just that people now are shifting to different decks. With Duma Dimensions coming out, there might have been K9 VS players that obviously after the ban list hits, they're like, what, let me play DDD one more D now, or let me play Yummy Mitsu, or let me play Yummy this, Yummy that, or Draco Tail. Let me go back and play Draco Tail with Shaddolls, or with this or with that, this, that, and the third. So again, all those players that had this card, they're moving it to get that purchasing power to buy what they really need now, heading into this brand new format, which this weekend is going to be important because we have, 2 YCSs, if I'm not mistaken, which is Peru and Lily going on right now. And then next week, obviously, you have Anaheim. So these, this weekend and the next, these next 7, 8, 10 days are going to define the current format close to, until the end of the year, guys. Because, we're going to have Phantom's Revenge, I believe so. And then Hero Support and a couple of, these cards and that. But after that, the next core set is Burst Protocol. And that's in January, February, like early next year. So pretty interesting times. These next 7-10 days are going to be meta defining days, literally, guys, as these massive tournaments go on around the world. So there should be excitement in that sense. And for me, I like it because there's going to be clarity. Like, we can actually go and refer to those deck profiles and see what's popping off in the current meta. So definitely stay tuned for that. Then we have Songs of the Dominators, guys. This card just continues making new local lows, almost back down to the scene of the crime. Jay, I'm new here. What's the scene of the crime? If you go to the charts here, the scene of the crime is this. Let's actually draw here a little bit, some squiggly lines to have some fun. Again, men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. This is what you call the scene of the crime right here. This is the scene of the crime. It means that you had consolidation, you had a booty shape recovery, a double bottom formation, and then the card spiked up in price. After the spike occurs and we have an actual high, the scene of the crime coming back to it would be coming down in price all the way down to this area right here. This area right here, horizontally speaking. And we're pretty close. We're pretty close, boys. Insanity. I mean, thankfully I came in at like single digits, and thankfully I was able to you know, get rid of these at like $90, $100 a play. I think it was at the Queens Regional or something. Like, I moved these, you know, and just you got to take advantage of these hype cycles. Like, and again, free course, you know, we'll see when we get it recorded. At least the core content is done. You know, because hype cycles, they happen time and time again for so many different cards. And is like a hype cycle, just keeping it very, you know, generically speaking, is the time frame between the initial point right here, which was let's see, right here, and the eventual end point. This time frame here, horizontally speaking, this time frame, I mean, if we draw vertical lines, I think it would be better. Like from this point to this point, like time wise, taking advantage of all this for the price that literally just come all the way back down again to this area. That's the hype cycle. And we're supposed to take advantage of it. We're supposed to sell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you sell, you know, at this point right here near the top, or as it goes down here. You need to sell around this area. That's the whole point. Around this area, really. You know, right here. That's called taking profits. That's called taking profits and taking advantage of a hype cycle for a card that Songs of the Dominators now is 1350s. You know, you have a playset there, which could be a deal, but the card is stabilizing at 15 bucks, but there's massive walls of China, guys. This card recently was in the 20s and the highs were $33. You had to pay $100 for a playset that today you can get at a 50% dump. Just stop and think about that. You know, if you sold up here, which I did, I could buy 6 with this same money. I could buy 6 songs if I would want to. Just as an example, guys. And yes, new Dominus card, Dominus Spiral. We have purges, we have impulses, we have some reprints. But again, the card is just, yeah, you can search Dominus cards, but it's hard to play just because of, you know, this. You can activate effects and monsters in your hand. So again, it's very, very peculiar. And right now, it's about a $15 card. Listings are almost at over 100, guys, from this Alliance Insight core set secret rare. So wow, just massive hype cycle that it's about to come all the way back down to the scene of the crime pretty soon. So we'll continue to monitor this one. But yeah, man, crazy to see these market moves. And then we have Lollipop Yummy. Again, we were talking about K9 Izuna, K9 17 Izuna, and we were like, what's going on, man? These meta relevant cards usually have high demand. Like, what's happening here? And we have a deck right now like Yummy that, you know, won the most recent YCS, and now we'll see what wins these YCSs going on right now. But it's a meta competitive deck. Like, it's people are using cards like Lollipop, cards like these Yummy cards, and they're still at all-time lows. Crazy. But not just like willy-nilly. Okay, Jay, these were 10s and yeah, they're 7s. You know, it's like, yeah, you're right now. $3. $3, guys. Wow. Over 100 listings. This card is at all-time lows, guys. You have, it wasn't just like, oh, willy-nilly, one-off deal. You know, it happens. No, you have people buying 2 ofs at 295s, 2 more right here, another one right there. You got 2s and 2s. All these 3s and below, guys. All of those 3s and below. Very, very recently, people buying multiples of these at the $3 mark. Wild, just crazy to me. After a couple one-ups, the walls are still closer to 5s, but there has been people buying these at 3s. Crazy, just mind-boggling to me, guys, that this card is not just at all-time lows, but making the low lows, like at 3s. Playset for 10s. Damn, crazy. It makes you question, like wonder, like truly, like fundamentally what's going on. Because yeah, I mean, here we analyze the charts technically, and you know, but fundamentally speaking, like a meta deck's this cheap. I mean, I love it in the sense I'm a believer of affordability, but it's just very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's just weird in Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, usually the meta is valuable. People want it, the high-end demand. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is competitive. It's not a collector's market like Pokemon, you know. So just very, very, very interesting to see a card like Lollipop Yummy just get destroyed in price. Sudden flash crashes here, providing people with opportunities. We're going to discuss a couple of more of these Justice Hunters cards. So there. you go. Guys, first link in the description down below. You can see here, you can fast track each and every single card that we're talking about today. If you want to purchase any of them because they're at all-time lows, no better way than to do so here. You can see the cumulative chart right here, just getting destroyed, getting wiped out, these cards. So if you need to purchase or fast track these, first link in the description down below. Make sure you don't miss out. Again, link in the description down below as well. Our post on Next went viral. Insane. Look at that, over 20,000 views, over 20,000 views, hundreds of people liking and retweeting and commenting. Don't miss out, guys. Look, all of these cards right here, so there's gonna be a lucky winner. There's gonna be a lucky winner of all of these Starlight Rares. Look, I need to zoom in right here. Look, all of these Starlight Rares, there's gonna be one lucky winner coming to a theater near you. We will be giving this, away probably most likely next week. There's Imperms, Little Knights, man, a bunch of these Starlights. I don't think there's like one of each literally, but man, it's sure close enough, man. Shout out to Andrew, member of the channel. He was like, these are extras. I'm like, Andrew must be nice, man. That's my guy. And I really appreciate, his help towards the channel. Don't miss out. Link in the description down below. Jay, but I don't have X. I don't use X. Hey, do it just for the giveaway. You never know if it's you. You never know if that little effort that you do today might pay off with you actually winning all of these Starlight Rares, guys. Do not miss out. Look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful, guys. The giveaway has gone parabolic, just mind-boggling. I did not expect that. Did not expect. We gained like over 100 followers, on X, man. We're like at 800 now, pushing 850s. Crazy. My goal has always been to at least get to 1,000. Shout out to Andrew for really helping me in the channel, man. He's amazing, man. And hey, participate, because we're gonna be doing this giveaway. And then shout out to Ungowned X. He sent me a Draco Tail core, that we will be giving away, guys, right after this giveaway. This one's next week, and then the Draco Tail one is gonna be probably a week or two after that. So right here, look at that full Draco Tail core right here. It has Phimenas, it has Arthalions, it has Malulus, everything you need. A full Draco Tail deck core right here for you guys. Ungowned X, another MVP. This community is amazing. Full Draco Tail deck. So hey, we're gonna do it on X as well. So no better time than to go follow on over here. We're doing multiple giveaways on X, guys, as we reach our goal of 1,000 followers. You want to make sure Draco Tail deck core, why not, man? So make sure you follow on over there. Link in the description down below or over here. One click gets you in. Join our Discord as well. Free $15 off over here and whatnot. We're always giving back to the community. And make sure you subscribe. Ring that bell. Like the video on the way in. As we approach 10.2K, it's all thanks to you guys. No better time than to be, to be part of the Fresh Off the Press family than now. Don't miss out. And none of this content is official financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. We have Cookie Yummy. Cookie Yummy, guys. This card is $5. Cookie Yummy. It was 10 bones like mid-August, around 10 bucks, 10 bucks. You wake up today, it's down 50%. Insane. A month and some change later, down 50% with over 100 listings. It's like, what is going on? Crazy, crazy, crazy. We'll see if the deck tops at one of these YCSs or next week at Anaheim. We'll see. We'll see if, there's some V-shaped recoveries from the lows, from the bottoms, but at all-time lows, man. Getting destroyed in price. Crazy. And then it's not just like, oh, price is down. Listings, man, over 100 listings. Walls of China, over 500 copies right here, guys. 14 pages. Wow. This is just supply, man. Supply, literally. Supply is too much. Too many people cracked this set open. Even I bought 3 boxes. And I usually don't buy like sealed product. Of course, it helps sometimes to open it, on the channel for the funsies and things of that nature. But even me, that's when a lot of people purchased this set. A lot of people, expected it to be meta defining. And excuse me, guys. And here we are. These massive walls of China, these stores bought a bunch of these probably cases and things of that nature. So Cookie Yummy, man, is getting floored in price. We have Yummy Snatchy. We saw the Starlight Rare Snatchy go from like 40s, 45s, 50s, I guess, to like $75. So the high end, people are coming in to get the Starlight Rare. And I'm gonna actually show it because we actually covered it on the channel. But let me just show it here. So again, the high end, at least for Snatchy speaking, CRs. Let me see what the CR is. Oh man, let me just see here. It's the CR, 17 bucks. Yeah, it's actually at all-time lows. It was 20s, around 17s, but nothing too crazy, right? But again, at least the high end, this card was 45 bucks, just like we said, and now it's still holding $75 strong, right? But you have the ultra rares getting destroyed in price. Card was about 8, pushing almost 9s very recently, this month, guys, about like a week, max 2. And you wake up today, the card is 6 bucks. 94 listings. You're almost about to surpass the 100 listing mark. And there's been people, again, buying at under 5s, guys, here. Couple deals, you know, and again, some of these could be like, you know, Chinese or Korean or one of those, you know, deals with photos. Like 2 bucks, I think, is too low. But the person here buying at around like 472s and 510s, I think those are actual great deals. And yeah, 94 listings, guys. The walls of China are still at 7 bucks. So we get it. Card is still around 7s, but you're starting to get the cracks, starting to get people willing to sell lower than 7, lower than 6, even at around 5s, guys. So crazy. These cards, literally, look at the 3-month chart, all-time low right now, with an average sale price of $5.83. So again, a lot of people buying at around the 5s. Insane for this card when the high-end max rarity is actually making an all-time high. So it's crazy somehow, some way, some form, you know, sometimes you have the discrepancy based on rarities, you know, so pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think, reason why, link in the description down below. But definitely interesting to report ththese cards now at all-time lows. We do have Cupsy Yummy, which usually has been the most expensive Yummy card in the sense of, you know, when it comes to the ultras. Yeah, this card, again, it was 13s the other day, recently was back up to double digits, and you come in today, it says 8s. And here we are. So 78 listings. You know, Cupsy is the one that has been holding the best per se. But honestly, based on the charts, it's like about to, you know, really accelerate towards lower prices. We're at all-time lows based on the average price here on this chart on the 3-month. So $7.88 right here. Pretty interesting, guys. You have walls of China now at under 8s, so I expect this card to be 750s in the short term, probably even cracking that $7 mark towards the downside. Definitely possible, especially because of this new wall of China and just overall the deck getting cheaper. Overall, a lot of people selling these cards. I guess they're still cracking open Justice Hunters, still trying to get rid of some of these cards, so definitely very interesting to see. Cupsy Yummy still holding the best value out of all the Yummy cards, essentially. Closer to Snatchy in a way, but yeah, man, the considered by most to be, you know, the best deck, tier 1, cheap, free 99, man. What is it, like 50 bucks to make this deck? This is what, 8 times 3 is 25. Snatchy, you need 3 Snatchies, that's like 50, and then the other things, yeah, still around, you know, $75, but it's under $100, man, to play this deck. Wow, just mind-boggling in a good way. We have King of the Swamp, CR from Justice Hunters. Card is getting destroyed. It had a lot of hype because of Draco Tail. A lot of people wanted the CR version. Is this the max rarity? I think so, right? And again, this card was 15 bucks, went up to 28.30s, with a Billy Bob paying 35 for what now says is a $20 card. We wish. The card is 15 bucks again. Literally, guys, coming all the way back down to the scene of the crime. 48 listings right here, guys. And yeah, just wow, just, hey, this CR came out 2x overnight, and then 2x dump towards the downside, 50% dump, and here we are. So of course there's a couple 1-ofs, then it does go towards 17s at the bottom of the page, you know, around where you have a couple play sets. But all in all, the card has been crashing down in price. Why? It's not liquid, no volume. Look, no volume here. Some days 1 sale, 0 sales, another 0 sale here, and another one there. And then if you get some, you know, you get the occasional sales here and there. But yeah, man, look at that. You have 1 sold like 2 or 3 days ago, and then after that, it's been over a week with like no other sales. You know, so again, it's just not a lot of volume coming in for this card. So 15s, I mean, it's not bad long term, I guess. 50 bucks for a playset post tax, not bad, honestly. But we'll see if it goes a little bit more down in price as people, you know, just if they're playing Draco Tails, they're just not playing this card. So it definitely reflects on this card's price. We have Gordian Slicer, guys, from Alliance Insight. Look at this volume, guys. These are just, yo, if you're 20 minutes in, like, you deserve this. You deserve this. Look at this chart right here, guys. Art class with J. Look at it. These are just clear buy signals. Clear buy signals right here. And again, we're going to check the actual listings, the supply, and things of that nature. But again, you're at all-time lows. And then as you guys can see right here, you have like a line where most of these, the interaction of the volume candles for most of these was around here, you know, give or take around there. Yeah, you got a little bit, you know, a little bit more. If you want, we could draw another line right here to keep it, you know, at a range. So most of these volume candles interaction occurred between this range right here, this range right there, and right there, this range right there, right? So again, now you have outlier candles. You have one candle and you have this candle out here back to back, what we call outlier candles, where the volume basically doubled back to back. For this one is really like almost tripled for most of these candles here, you know, in this interaction zone. Guys, this is usually a sign. That does not mean that tomorrow, that the next day, that in the next 48 hours, this card has to 2x. That is not what it means. What it means is that these are signals. Signals usually come as a warning for what happens next. And this is as clear as day. Clear as day. This is telling me if you want Gordian Slicer, everyone forgot about this card. Everyone forgot about Alliance Insight. No one's paying attention to this card anymore. And now who knows? Genesis format, maybe. Hey, guys, this card has been $5 for a good while. Now look, hundreds being sold here, 90 listings. And yes, you still have the walls of China, but with this new surge of volume, these walls can disappear in no time. So if you see this card at $5, if you want it, yes, you have the supply here still. We understand, but don't be surprised if the walls get gobbled up. It becomes 6 bones, 750s, little by little. It is a core set secret rare, starting to go at under 100 listings here. So these are the subtle signs that usually people don't pay attention to. Then the card is 750s or 10s one day, and everyone is asking themselves why. What went on? Why is this happening? Fundamentally, you guys know more than me. Technically speaking, this is the reason why. This volume injection coming in here that no one else is paying attention to. People react too late. They Billy Bob at double digits instead of coming at, you know, at around 5 bones, getting exposure and access to the card if you need it. Do with that information as you must. We have Blue Eyes White Dragon, OTS Tournament Pack 28. Guys, there's been a bunch of sales at under $100, guys. You still have one here at 100. And it quickly goes to 140. This card has like the weirdest listings ever, man. 13 listings only, and then you come see one at 100, and then it like quickly goes up in price. But you come in here to the data, and you see all these sales here at like $79, 80 bones, you know, like under 100. It's just like weird how this card, every time we talk about it, it's like 1 or 2 steps away from like going crazy in price. But then when you go to the data, you see like you know, like the sales at under a certain price. So it's pretty interesting just the way that it works. But yeah, if you want this card, anything at under 100 should age it very, very well, because as you can see, OTS pack 28, pretty soon we're going to have a 29. It's going to get harder to get. And then, you know, this quickly goes up to higher prices to 300 at the bottom of the page. So if you're an avid Blue Eyes collector, if you want this card, shout out to Spade and Spade. And if you don't have your member of the channel, you don't have your Blue Eyes yet, what are you waiting for, man? Hopefully you can get it at under 100, because you don't want to be Billy Bob coming in here paying 150s, 200s when this card has been at under $100 for the last couple weeks. So make sure you guys take advantage of this card if you need Blue Eyes White Dragon OTS Pack Ultimate Rare. We have Kurikara Divine Incarnate. This card used to be $17 and it crashed all the way down to 8s. Right now we're around $7-8, so it's, you know, it went down around $10 from the highs. And volume is coming in. The largest volume candle in the last 3 months. Why? Is True Draco playing this? You know, shout out to Peak Cody. That's my guy. Can't wait to see you next week at Anaheim. But he's always, this is one of his favorite cards. He plays it in True Draco. So, you know, that was the first thought process that came to my brain when I saw this volume candle. I'm like, there goes Peak, man. Buying out, you know, all the Divine Carnates here. 64 listings here. The card is $8. And then it does go towards 9s and eventually double digits. So again, we said to sell when the card was above 15, around $20. Now the card is at single digits. If you need it, at the very least, have your one of available at the single digit mark. Don't let it go back up to double digits potentially due to this recent volume coming in, taking over this card's price. And here we have Argo Stars Lightning Tiddo? Man, I'm bad with names. This Supreme Darkness Quarter Century Secret Rare, I just think it's too low. The card has crashed down. It was 17s, and before that, it was in the 20s, and now this card is, well, it says 13s volume coming in, but really? It's single digits, guys. 38 listings? Like, this card is $6. It's crazy. This is a Quarter Century Secret Rare. I was gonna say Starlight, but guys, readily available in the single digit market. And I get it, Jay, who cares about Argo Stars? Deck is trash, isn't that? Hey, you never know. Argo Stars in Genesis format, who knows? And or, I mean, this is just cheap. It's just cheap based on scarcity and supply and demand, just how hard it is to get. And pretty soon at the bottom of the page, it does go towards the double digit mark. So if you need this card, you have play sets at single digits. No excuse to not get your hands on this card, either as an investment or if you actually enjoy Argo Stars. This card is pretty cheap, honestly, if you ask me. Just wanted to highlight this one that had crashed down over 3x in price. That's powerful, guys. Powerful. Argo Stars. I really like Argo Stars. I just think they need like one last wave of support to make it, a bit more viable. But let me know what you guys think. You have Time Thief Redoer. QCSR. People forget how good this card just is. Just as a generic rank 4, it's just good, especially in Odeon and trap decks that can make rank 4s, because they're gonna have a trap already attached to it, which is the best effect. Place one face-up card your opponent controls on the top of the deck. Broke. It just says place. It doesn't say like target or this. Just place it. Get rid of it. Wild effect. Of course, this card was 750s just recently, and now you have these volume candles coming in at $3. Guys, this card has been $3. 35 listings, guys, over 50% dump. It does quickly go back up to almost 6s at around 571s for multiples. So this is a deal and steal. That's what we come to you guys with, a deal right here for Time Thief Redoer. I think it's just too cheap at around $3. Anything sub 5s is just too cheap, guys. Card is good, especially a lot of these older cards, that came out, Rarity Collection 1. People are like, oh, they're trash. No one uses them in the meta. But now with Genesis format, it opens up all these cards that no one found use in the current meta for in that brand new format. Like, for example, if I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play Odeon, because I really like Odeon as a deck, and that was my last deck that I played in Modern. So what if I'm like, let me make a Genesis format Odeon deck, right? And I want this card, for example, or I need it. Then the demand comes out of there, So again, don't sleep on cards like these. $3 is too cheap from Rarity Collection 1. This could be easy future money. We have Preparation of Rites. This card is sub $5. Again, card used to be double digits, crashing down to 5s. 46 listings. Just look, you have readily available here. Pre-prep is the one using Mitsu, but you never know when this card can be reused again. Rituals always come back into the meta one way or another, even if it's as a role contender. So again, the demand could come for this card into the future. I just think sub $5 is good, man. It's good if you want exposure, if you always wanted this card. No excuse for you guys to not pick this card up as sub 5 billies right here. 46 listings here for a Quarter Century Secret Rare from the Rarity Collection 2, and people taking these for granted. Rarity Collection 2 already came out a long time ago. These cards are more scarce than people think, in the sense of that the set came out a long time ago. So hey, if anything happens around this card, new ritual support, this thing would spike up like crazy. Sub $5 if you want to add it to your investment binder, or you're trying to get one of each QCSR and you're into those things right now, is a good time at sub 5 bones. Don't miss out. We have Mass Hero Dark Law from QCSR from Rarity Collection Uno. I just think it's too cheap. Literally, man. Look at that. This card used to be $25 just 3 months ago. Now is at a 50% discount. 50% discount, mind you, with multiples here. It's not a willy-nilly one-off. Someone in the comment section said willy-nilly Billy. Yeah, I was laughing. I was dying. 57 listings, guys. 13 bones. This is it. People already forgot. No one's talking about the new hero support. It doesn't matter, Jay, but it won't be meta relevant. It won't be the best deck. Hey, it's coming. That new hero support is coming off just hype and speculation. Don't sleep on the hero community. This is Dark Law we're talking about. An iconic Yu-Gi-Oh monster. Guys, I wonder, what is Genesis format heroes, man? I need a Rogue Hero. Ready made a Genesis format hero deck profile. Pretty interesting, man. I'd like to see it. Just curious. Shout out to Rogue Hero, man. That's my guy. Great people. Make sure you go subscribe. Hey, $13 right here, and quickly goes to 14 50s, eventually $15. And hey, this card, it's literally like very near, yeah, it's at all-time lows in the sense of on the yearly chart. Maybe it was cheaper like over a year ago, but on this yearly chart, the card is at all-time yearly lows. No better time to get exposure to this card. It's Dark Claw. Look how iconic this card is, man. Sure, could it get a Starlight waiting down the line? Well, I mean, can it get a Starlight in Phantom's Revenge? Damn. You guys do make a great point. I mean, you know, maybe that's why people, they could. You know, disclaimer, keep that in mind. But if you're like, I don't care if they make a Starlight, I want the quarter century secret rare, I want the one with the stamp. This card got a full rarity collection treatment, PCRs and PURs and all them P's and all them R's. So make sure you guys get exposure if this is the card you want. We have mass change, same deal. Quarter century secret rare here at around 21 bucks. Card used to be $35, 34, 35s, down to around 20 bucks, 55 listings. Again, just keep it in mind. If this is the one you want, you know, this card went crazy when it first got, came out. It went from like 30s, it says 50s, but we had sales at 80s. I remember, wild. Now the card is at 21, so don't sleep on this card. Hero support coming along the way. This is another one that, it's cheap today, but you never know tomorrow, especially with the incoming hero hype. We have Crossout Designator. Again, as people's one-ofs in some decks, this card, was $29 3 months ago. 29 bones pushing 30s. Then it crashed down to 20s, 20-piece McNuggies from Mickey D's, and ever since, just all-time low after all-time low. It says 15 bucks, but really, we're at 14.50s, man. 46 listings. If you need your one of and you want the quarter century, 15 is not that bad. We had the second largest volume candle in the last 3 months, in the last 90 days. Wow. So something to keep in mind. If you're looking for your one-off, you want to add this to your deck or have access to it in this specific rarity, you keep it in mind. 14, post tags around 15 and some change, not bad. Or if you trade for it, not bad for your one-off, especially if it's to play. Then we have Nadir Servant. Don't forget, Dogmatica just recently got support. So this is a card that, yes, right now is at a 3-month low. The card was 25s, came down to 19, 20 bucks. That's where we're at, around 18 and some change. But volume is coming in. Third largest volume candle in the last 90 days. New Dogmatica support. People are going to rush back, and remind themselves that this Rarity Collection 1 has a quarter century secret rare. So yeah, 38 listings, have a couple of 2s and 3-ofs, a play set here and there. But after that, it does go towards 20s and beyond. So just want to keep in mind that with the new Dogmatica support, there might be some hype coming into this card. And it got Rarity Collection 1 treatment. So if you want the cheaper one, the PCRs or the PURs, you come in, you get whatever version you want. Just a card that I wanted you guys to keep on your radar. We have Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Every time we talk about this card lately is making a new all-time low on this card's price. And literally, wow, look at that yearly chart, just lower and lower. And recently it's entered a flash crash right here, falling knife mode towards, it says 25s, but we had sales at around, in the lower 20s right here. People buying this at sub 25s left and right, as low as 22 bucks, guys. So 35 listings after a couple one-ofs, it does start going back up kind of towards, 28, 30 bucks. But, deep down, it's been making all-time lows here with actual sales at these lower prices. So keep in mind, this is an iconic Blue Eyes card, but with Starlights, now being implemented, you never know when this card is getting a Starlight. But again, even so, some people just want access to this specific version. They want the matching rarities. So, one to keep in mind with those current prices. We have No Punk Z Amin. This QCSR, wow. Psychics are not doing anything. They got additional support like most decks do. They get that new support like my True Dracos, and we still suck, man. You know what I mean? Same for Psychics here. 13 bucks. This card was 27 bones, bro, and now it's down 20 bucks a pop. Not 20%, $20 down. 62 listings, guys, right here. You have a couple one-ofs, and it's still, at the single-digit mark here. Volume is coming in at these lower prices. Just something to keep in mind. Volume is coming in, especially with the new Psychic support. So, like, if you need it, if you want it, single digits, not bad. This came from Stampede. Quarter century secret rare. If you're playing the deck or building it as single digits, this is the rarity that you want. Not bad to make those considerations. We have Gersu, the Orcus Mekk Knight. This quarter century secret rare used to be $27, and then it never looked back. It went from there all the way down to the scene of the crime. Crazy, crashing all the way back down to single digits from the point that it left originally. Wow. 57 listings here. The card is single digits again. And it's the full first page is single digits between 9 and 10 bucks. And again, guys, art class with J doesn't really matter that we're talking about Gersu here. It just happens to be, but it's about the lesson. Like you can see it from a mile away. This was a double top formation, literally double top. You got top number 1, you got top number 2. So usually for you to wait for confirmation of a double top, what do? You check the previous pivot low right here. So you draw a horizontal line at that pivot right there. Beautiful, beautiful. And look, we had interaction number 1. And then once we had the double top, we came all the way down to test that same previous support level. And look, we bounced off it. Why? Usually that's how it goes. Support levels are strong support. It's like the floor is hard to get through, right? So again, we had a bounce, but it was brief, short-lived. And this is the point where you sell. This right here, this point right here, essentially, this is when you sell. Most people, it's hard to catch tops, but you wait for a confirmation. Again, most people are not paying attention to these chart patterns, but this is when I would have sold right here at around what? 18s. 18s, 17s, that's the confirmation here. 15s at the very least you want to sell, and then avoid this right here. You want to avoid this flash crash. You want to avoid the falling knife mode, and this is how you do so with the charts. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. This was a healthy chart, man. But the double top was confirmed, right here, and then that's the sell signal, where again you would have sold at around 17 bucks. Pretty soon those people selling at even at 17s, ideally you would have sold at any of these prices up here, but we're talking about the confirmation move, and you would save yourself 40-50% dump right here. It just happens to be Gersu, but these are the lessons here in the charts, this naked chart that no one pays attention to, and the game truly is that easy. We have Junk Warrior, Starlight Rare. Again, this Starlight Rare right here, it's a chibi art. Almost everyone forgot about chibi arts, man. So again, this card was 24 bucks, 23s, crashing down, it says the 15s, but we're at 13 bucks, man. 31 listings. It's definitely a good time to get exposure to this card. Everyone forgot about the synchro support, synchro structure deck. Everyone. No one's reminding themselves of it. They don't really care about it. No one's paying attention to it. Don't forget, this card could go back up into the 20s. No one would be surprised. 31 listings, guys. So 4 pages only. It is a chibi art, Starlight Rare. So, it has the chibi aspect to it that people might want to collect in itself as well. So that double whammy went right there. Don't sleep on this Starlight Rare. We have Machine Duplication, QCSR. Card was 16 bucks. What a volume candle recently here. Coming in the largest volume candle in the last 90 days and one of the largest here in the last 180 days. So strong volume, 37 listings. The card is single digits. It had a flash crash at around, damn, I can't talk, at around 40 to 50%. Excuse me, guys. And yeah, you have a couple one-ups. Then the card does hit 10 bucks. And it goes right back up to the double-digit mark. So these are flash deals, crazy deals, just like it says right there. So if you guys want to take advantage of that at single digits and you want machine dupe, no better time to pick it up from Bonanza right now based on its price. Then we have another Bonanza quarter century secret rare, Monster Reborn. The card was 16 bucks. Same deal, flash crashing here, but with volume, largest volume candle in the last 90 days here at around, it says single digits, but it quickly goes back up to 1050s here with shipping. So don't sleep on it. If you want this card, sub 10s, great time to get exposure to it. You don't want to miss out for Monster Reborn, such an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card. Keep it in mind. We have Reinforcement of the Army. This card was used in VSK9. Everyone needed at least their one-up to search for Raisin. And now, as that deck falls out of favor, the price of Rhoda as well. Card was 32 bucks, flash crashing to around 20 bucks again, guys. Literally coming right back down to the scene of the crime and actually piercing it in the last 6 months. So making a lower low, guys. 32 listings is a 20-piece McNuggies for Mickey D, so not bad at all. The card only has a couple one-ups and then it starts going up towards mid-20s, but I wanted to highlight it. If you need this card either for a past format or for current Yu-Gi-Oh, not bad at a 20-piece McNuggies. We have Stream Dragon, Ruler of Drop. Let's just continue making all-time low after all-time low. This card was $38 just 3 months ago, and now it's 11 bones at an all-time low here. 51 listings, guys. it does go towards 1250s at the bottom of the page, but again, volume is somewhat coming in, but not really. This card is just cheaper. If it hits single digits, might be a great time to consider actually getting exposure. And lastly, we have Vanquish, Soul Caesar, Valius. It's crazy, guys. Hype cycles like we were talking about earlier. This card was double digits, man. And look, it just crashed down all the way, it says to 4s. Volume is coming in now. I don't know who's buying this card and why, but card is sub $3. 87 listings, just straight insanity that this card is sub 3s. After a couple 1s and 2s, it does hit back up to 4s and eventually 5s. But wow, it's just crazy to see how these cards are crashing as people morph and change into different decks. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this market watch, man. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, like the video on the way out. Would gladly appreciate it. Make sure you share this in one place in a group chat or with some friends. It really does help out, and I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Wanted to start off with just a lot of crashes going on in the markets, and tomorrow we're going to be discussing best-selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so stay tuned. You know, a lot of cards are best-selling right now. And then probably early next week at around Monday, you know, we'll probably cover YCS Peru and YCS Lily as well. So a YCS video just covering the meta, because it's going to be very important, just extracting all the information that we can from those big, you know, top-tier, high-end Yu-Gi-Oh events. So guys, thank you so much for your time, for your support, for your attention. Stay fresh.